Hey everyone, this is Rick Bedeau with Steam Factory here in the Twin Cities in Minnesota. Steam Factory is based in St. Paul. Today I'm going to demonstrate once again a little bit more functionality with the ForgePLM tool that I built. In this case, what I'm going to do is work with this master model here. So I've got a master model that I've used. It's got multiple bodies. You can see that I have those bodies here, and I've named those bodies basically the description of what these are going to be. And what I'm going to do is use these bodies to create an assembly of these two pieces, and I will use ForgePLM to track that assembly and to assign part numbers to these parts. So before I do that, I'm actually going to go into, you know what, I'm not going to do this because, we added a new feature to refresh the database. So I'm just going to leave this on the screen here and go ahead first and save the bodies out into an assembly. So in SolidWorks, that's fairly straightforward. I'm going to save these two bodies into my sandbox. So when I click this, it's just going to bring the body names in as the part names. And I'll go ahead and create an assembly here, and I'll browse for that assembly. We're going to save that in. This project here is actually called Priog 001, but I've got an older folder here that I can use. Actually, I'll go back to this one, and I can go into that folder, and you'll see I have a sandbox folder in here. So I'll put this in the sandbox because what I'm going to do is, after I make the assembly, I can go ahead and use ForgePLM to assign a part number. Okay, so we're going to call it cover. You may have seen something come up here. If I type too fast, PDM has a little issue with communicating. There's reasons for this. It's because I'm using PDM locally on my computer. Sometimes it's a hassle, but I don't let it bother me. If I just type a little slower, it's not a problem. And we'll just call this assembly the cover. All right, so you can see over here on the left, I've got my parts and my assembly. I'm just going to go ahead and say OK to that. All those prompts are for the templates used. I'm not going to worry about this right now. This is the card for PDM. When I assign part numbers to this, it will update all that information. So I'm not going to worry about that. And again, this is doing it twice because there's two parts. Actually, I might even do it a third time because of the assembly. Oh, just two times. Okay. And there we go. So we've got one part. Yep, there we go. So there was another box for the other part. Okay, now SolidWorks doesn't open up that assembly once you do this. I'll just go ahead and open it. It's right here. I mean, it does open it, but it doesn't make it. Take it back. It doesn't open it. What I'm going to do here is go up into the Open Recent, and you'll see the assembly is there. All right, so there's my assembly for the cover, and you can see I have the two pieces here. I'll just go ahead and open these individually. So there's the cover and then the display mount. They're open right here. So let me just double check to make sure those are the two parts. And let's see here, cover assembly. Yeah, display mount. All right, so those are the parts that I'm working with. And I'm going to assign new part numbers to these, and I'll do that using ForgePLM by coming into the admin tool here. Go into my ECO builder. This is Priogen is the name of the company. And we only have one project in there at the moment and one ECO. I'm going to add these two parts in here. So I'm going to say this is a CM. That's CL. There we go. And it's a part. I'm going to call this the cover. Yeah, just call it a cover lid, something like that. And we're going to create that part, and I'm going to go ahead and add another part in here, CM, and we'll call this the display mount. Again, notice that it's not giving me a number here until I create the part, and those are the parts right here. So now what I can do, actually let's do one more. We're going to do AM for the assembly. And we'll just call this cover assembly. Later on, I'm going to add some other parts to that. So I'll leave the admin tool on the screen here and just navigate to SolidWorks. And let's go ahead. If I look in here, I'll see that the part is not in here. So I see, oh, I guess it actually is. Display mount. Huh. All right then. This was, I did do a refresh recently of the code base, and it looks like this is updating in real time. I don't necessarily need that refresh button, but if I did need it, I can hit refresh and it'll update that in real time. So, okay. So this is the display mount. I'm just going to go ahead and say display mount. Let's add this to the vault. It's going to add it to the project into the development, or the into the development folder. When I do that, now the card comes up. Make sure you click the @ for the entire part here to see all that. All the data from the ForgePLM is populated into the custom properties, and that part is done. Let's go over now to the cover, and we'll do the same thing there. All of that stuff looks good. Save it to the vault. There it is. I say okay to that. Okay, that now is assigned to the part. And let's go into the assembly, and we'll wrap that up with the assembly here. So this is my assembly. You can see the two parts now have the file names. This is my assembly right here, and I can click that. Save to the vault. And there we go. Information is populated here. Say okay to that, and we're good to go. So now I've got this assembly in PDM as well as PLM, and that's as hard as it is, really. It's pretty straightforward. So I like to work in master models, and this is a really quick way to assign part numbers. I know it doesn't look all that dramatic, but if you think about what you would have to do otherwise, trying to get part numbers from some database or an Excel spreadsheet gets to be kind of a hassle. Hope you found that informative. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.